was the name of a person who from Bukhara, so he's called Bukhari. Like you have Scotland, someone from Scotland, okay? When he was collecting hadith, he was so strict that he once saw, is that him, if I'm not mistaken, that one person that he was collecting hadith from, that he had, apparently he knows what Prophet ﷺ said, he's got this chain of transmission. So he was calling his horse or his camel, you know, like this. That means there's food in here, grains. And guess what? He found out there was nothing. He was tricking the horse or the camel to come to him. He did not take that person's hadith. He says, if he can trick the camel, he can trick humans and lie about the Prophet. So this is even how in the actions of the narrators were looked into. We have a whole biographical literature of the people who narrated this hadith. The community testified of them, whether they were liars, had a good memory or a bad one, whether they suffered memory loss in the old age or not, whether they actually meet their teachers or not. So based on this whole science of hadith, we authenticated our hadith in terms of authentic and fabricated, different categories. Sahih, Hasan, Gharib, Da'if, Mawdu, and various other kinds, right? So,
is there a book of hadith?
There are many collections of hadith books. Bukhari and Muslim, for example, Muwatta of Imam Malik, they are authentic collections. There are some other collections, they are mixed, but they will tell you category of this hadith. This hadith is weak. This hadith is sound. This hadith is, for example, fabricated. So we have a collections of hadith works collecting all the fabricated hadiths, which we should not even follow because these are from people who are liars. Yeah?
And how do you know? How do you separate which ones were fabricated?
By the scholars who have done this work. Yeah? So that's why we as Muslims, we don't have to say, oh, how do I know which hadith is right or not? The scholars over the centuries have done this work for us, written and transmitted this knowledge. So it's easier for us to say, okay, this is the authentic collection of hadith, and these are not. So these people some people who don't believe in the hadith, obviously, they throw the baby with the bathwater. Would you throw the baby with the bathwater because the bathwater there's some dirt in it? Think about it. Of course you don't. So, you as a person who is neutral, ask yourself, is it important for you, for me, you, to know about who I should really worship and how I should worship? Because you and I will die one day. That's a given fact. When you and I die, that's a one-way ticket. We won't come back again. We won't come back. If we have a purpose in life.
If you are a person that, let's just say, you believe in God, but not necessarily a Muslim, what's your views on that? Where do you go from that?
You have to think about this question quite broadly. If someone who has heard and understood the message of Islam, heard about Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and knowingly rejected him, then they will not have salvation in hereafter.
Even though they do believe that there is a God.
Yeah. If they rejected him knowingly, because what the Quran and the Prophet brings is the final guidance from God with truth and evidence. If you know that's the truth and he rejected it, anyone who does that, then they will not be saved. But if someone doesn't know, it's a different scenario altogether. You cannot just say, oh, they're going to go to hell because they don't know. But one thing will be asked for those of people who haven't heard, did you not use your intellect, your God-given intelligence, the aql, the faculty of rationality, to understand that nothing worthy of worship, no tree is worthy of worship, no man is worthy of worship. Did you use that or not? Yeah? Because you have to go, so I'm just very natural summarizing it. It depends on the state of the people, now, then, earlier, whether they've heard of the Prophet and the message or not. You can't just simply say one answer for everyone. So it's a nuance and a balanced answer to this. So what I would say is, for you, ask yourself, when I die, am I ready to face up my God? Did I fulfill the purpose that I was created for? Did I follow what I was supposed to do? And where was it what I was supposed to do? Is it what I thought was what God wanted, or God actually revealed it in His final revelation? Did I follow it or not? Okay.
Thank you so much.
Take care.